stories. COVID-19 Task Force Chairman addresses ill-intended and unfounded allegations. Venezuelan leader Maduro is charged in the U.S. with drug trafficking, and several airlines not expected to survive after coronavirus crisis. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Friday, March 27, 2020. I am your presenter, Shaira Flanders. Nationally, Chair of the COVID-19 Task Force in St. Kitts, Diaz Samuel, has addressed what is being called ill-intended and unfounded allegations against himself and his team via social media. Mr. Samuel said that a false report has been circulating with incorrect information and debunked rumors that aim to distract from the global pandemic.
According to this false report, the task force met on 25th March 2020, at which information regarding the 2 confirmed cases was revealed. I wish to state that there was no such meeting, and all allegations made in the said post are therefore ill-intended and unfounded. The task force strongly condemns these types of actions and contends that these serve to distract attention from this global phenomenon, which requires the focus of all citizens.
The chair condemned the spread of false information and issued a call for all to be civic-minded during this challenging time.
We call upon your sense of civic duty to also condemn and refrain from supporting these malicious acts against our people and nation. This pandemic should foster community spirit, patriotism, and a sense of national duty.
That was Chair of the COVID-19 Task Force, Diaz Samuel. In other news, as of 4 p.m. on Thursday, 26 March 2020, there still remains 2 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the Federation. The update was given by Chief Medical Officer Dr. Hazel Laws when she addressed the nation on Thursday, 26th.
There is no such confrontational relationship. Neither is there any political influence being exerted on me in the performance of my duties. Nothing good can come from these falsehoods that are deliberately contrived to create ill will, fear, and distrust in the public who are already concerned about this pandemic.
Dr. Laws has reminded the public that the Ministry of Health remains the only official source of information on COVID-19 in the Federation. And as we wrap up national news, the Ocean Terrace in St. Kitts will be closing its doors permanently effective March 30th, 2020. The local oceanfront hotel announced its closure via an official statement from Chairman Earl Kelly on Thursday, March 26th. In its statement, the chair notes that the closure is, quote, as a result of continuing losses at the hotel that have now been exacerbated by the impact of the coronavirus pandemic, which has decimated the local and international hospitality and travel sectors, end quote. The 4-star boutique hotel first opened its doors in St. Kitts and Nevis on March 19, 1969. Following a major renovation project which commenced in 2014 at a cost of $5 million, the hotel reopened to the public in April of 2015, completely rebranded with a focus on green energy technology. OTI celebrated its 50th anniversary milestone in 2019, making it the oldest boutique hotel on the island. And on the regional scene, President Nicolas Maduro of Venezuela was indicted in the United States on Thursday in a narco-terrorism and cocaine trafficking conspiracy in which prosecutors said he led a violent drug cartel even as he amassed power. The indictment of a head of state was highly unusual and served as an escalation of the Trump administration's campaign to pressure Mr. Maduro to leave office after his widely disputed re-election in 2018. Attorney Attorney General William P. Barr announced the charges on Thursday at a news briefing along with the head of the Drug Enforcement Administration and the top federal prosecutors in Manhattan and Miami. Mr. Maduro condemned the charges, accusing the United States and its ally Colombia on Twitter of giving, quote, the order to fill Venezuela with violence, end quote. He declared that he would not be defeated. And in other regional news, in Grenada, farmers can now gain labor support through the Ministry of Agriculture free of cost as part of government's economic stimulus package, which was previously announced by Prime Minister of Grenada, Dr. Keith Mitchell. Here's more.
As the COVID-19 crisis continues and restrictions on borders have been implemented, government has injected funds to assist farmers in boosting production. Minister for Trade and Cooperatives, Oliver Joseph, says the economic support offers farm labor free of cost.
Farm labor support, the Ministry of Agriculture will have gangs going out to the farmers that they have identified as needing the support, and these workers will be paid from the Ministry of Agriculture budget. That is the direct support to the farmer. Farm laborers are sent to your farm. They work 2, 3, 4 fortnights. The Ministry of Agriculture from its budget will pay these workers for giving the support to the farmers.
Farmers must be prepared to produce specific crops and meet additional requirements set out by the Ministry of Agriculture to qualify for assistance.
Eventually lead to that?
No, actually that's a good question. The Ministry of Agriculture actually tell the farmers what to plant, you know. When you clean up the lot, you say, okay, you want the farm labor support, you submit, you have 10 acres of land, we want you to plant these things. If you agree, the Ministry of Agriculture give you the support and they monitor it. So yes, that's a good question. The Ministry of Agriculture provide the farm labor support for you, tell you what are the things to plant, you agree to do that, then you get the support. And it will be monitored by the extension officers of the Ministry of Agriculture.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pear reporting.
On the international scene, thousands of passengers are going nowhere because some of the world's best-known airlines have grounded their entire fleet. And when the crisis is eventually over, industry experts expect major changes and perhaps cheaper fares. Al Jazeera's Don Hendren explains how.
The global pandemic has grounded a recently soaring airline industry, leaving planes idle in a chain of parking lots stretched around the globe.
This is worse than anything we have seen, not only in the recent past, but probably in the past 60, 70 years. It's worse than the financial recession. It's worse than 9/11.
Airlines have canceled thousands of flights. Etihad, Emirates, and more than 50 airlines have stopped flying at all, disinfecting those still in service as airports and flights sit largely empty. Across the U.S., those airline woes have hit home, shutting down airport control towers after workers fell ill at Chicago's Midday International Airport and nearly a dozen others.
Analysts say airlines learned valuable lessons from the 2008 financial crash, but they say an even leaner industry will emerge after the global pandemic is gone.
On Monday, the U.S. Senate approved what some analysts are calling the mother of all bailouts for U.S.-based airlines, with $88 billion in aid for aviation. That includes loans for aircraft maker Boeing, spiraling since its new 737 MAX was grounded after 2 deadly crashes. In a rare bit of good news for consumers, airlines are already offering more competitive pricing.
I think there's going to be a pricing dogfight for the customer.
In another, Lufthansa is blocking all middle seats from Germany. With passenger loads down, analysts say many airlines will likely shelve the Airbus A380, the world's largest passenger airliner.
Obviously, we've got an overcapacity situation with the pandemic, and we will for a couple of years until the system rights itself. And this gives an opportunity for airlines to get rid of their least economical equipment. And the A380 is exactly that.
While business travelers are expected to lead the recovery, there is something in it for airline employees, too. In upcoming contracts, they are expected to negotiate worker guarantees for the next pandemic. John Hendren, Al Jazeera, Chicago.
4 people have died in the Democratic Republic of the Congo from the new coronavirus, and more than 50 new cases have been confirmed. Here's more.
These people want to buy bus tickets, but no bus is going to come. The government of the Democratic Republic of Congo has banned travel in and out of the capital, Kinshasa, as part of its measures to try and stop the spread of coronavirus. For many who struggle to get by, it's made life even harder.
Can you imagine a president taking the decision to ban travel and restricting other ways to do business freely, but without any measures to help the population? Even the price of everything has gone up. Nothing works well for us now in this town of Kinshasa.
These streets are normally packed. The government's also closed Congo's borders, but almost no food is produced here in the city. It depends on supplies brought in from elsewhere. Wimba Kambidi's business of repairing shoes has dried up. He says he's expecting food shortages and price hikes.
We believe the President is right to take measures against coronavirus, but he must also be aware of how our daily life is in this town. No one lives in Kinshasa without going out every day. Lack of food is killing people daily in this country, more than COVID-19.
Congo's Ministry of Health has confirmed more than 50 cases. Most were brought to this hospital. Not all have come out alive. And experts say the lack of testing capacity means there could already be many more. The restrictions should slow the spread, but in a city where millions are living hand-to-mouth, day-to-day, economists wonder how long they can be practically kept up.
It's unbelievable to think that we can cut and copy the mechanism that is put in Europe, which means that we cannot confine people on a 100% level where they cannot move.
But with travel banned for now and prices rising, life for people in Kinshasa is going to get a lot harder in the weeks ahead. Malcolm Webb, Al Jazeera.
And now for the weather. Present weather is partly cloudy. A gentle breeze of 9 miles per hour is blowing from the east. Today's temperature will peak at 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Expect partly sunny skies becoming locally cloudy at times, with a moderate chance of showers today and a moderate chance of overnight showers tonight. Sunset today will be at 6:23 p.m. and the sun is expected to rise tomorrow at 6:09 a.m. And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am your presenter, Shaira Flanders. Have a good one.